fans, comic geeks, and all the nerds in between. My name is Megan, and today I am here to talk about another character for a character breakdown. And it is actually not a mutant today, which is surprising, but she is an iconic character that's been around for so long, and I am happy to see her still thriving. So today I want to talk about Elektra. So who is Elektra? She was created by Frank Miller, and she first appeared in Daredevil number 168 in October of 1964 as Elektra. And then Daredevil volume 6 number 25 in 2020 as Daredevil. Elektra Natchios was born on a small Greek island to Hugo Kostas Natchios and his wife Christina. When Elektra was still young, her mother was shot and killed while they were vacationing on a yacht. So, as you can tell, she has always been about that rich lifestyle. After that, Elektra grew extremely close to her father, but she also started having strange visions and hearing voices no one else could hear. She coped in very unhealthy ways, even hurting herself, and was eventually sent away for psychotherapy. On top of that, her father insisted she trained in martial arts, which turned out to work out well for her. She started training at just 10 years old. Her sensei mocked her at first, calling her a spoiled rich girl wasting her father's money. But within 2 years, she'd surpassed everything he could teach her. That's when he told her about the Chast, a secretive warrior group led by the mysterious Stick. Elektra tracked Stick down and became a student, but he decided she had too much anger inside her and abandoned her. She kept training anyways, and eventually caught the attention of the Hand. A young woman named Akka took a special interest in her, pretending to care and earning Elektra's loyalty in a way Stick never did. Later, Elektra's father was appointed Greek ambassador to the United States, and she moved with him to New York, enrolling at Columbia University, the same school as Matt Murdock. Akka asked Elektra to try to manipulate Matt into joining the Hand. One night, she deliberately let Matt spot her while she was leaping across rooftops. She teased him by dropping pieces of clothing as he followed her, and she never let him catch her. He ended up being briefly detained by police until they realized he was blind and let him go, which was a funny scene to read for something in the 60s, because the police were just like, this guy's blind. I don't think he even knows where he is. It was just funny. I don't know. The next day, Elektra took Matt on a reckless joyride that ended at a cliff. She told him they were alike, both drawn to danger and always living on the edge. Then she jumped off said cliff into icy water. Matt dove in to save her, only to surface and seeing her laughing and driving away. They started training together and fell deeply in love. Stick warned Matt to stay away from her, calling her dangerous, but Matt ignored him. Elektra showed her toxicity from the beginning, but it's always worked for her. Like when she first met Matt, he got arrested and she found that hilarious. She dove off a cliff into icy water. He jumped in, and then she just drove off without him. She found that hilarious. And even Stick, who is not a good person, came to Matt and said, man, you just need to not mess with this girl. And he was like, I'm just going to ignore you. I don't care. Their relationship has always been like this, and I really dig it. Tragedy struck when Elektra and her father were taken hostage. A masked Matt stormed in to save them. He rescued Elektra, but during the chaos, a terrorist was kicked through a window and police outside opened fire, thinking hostages were being killed. The bullets struck Elektra's father instead. Devastated, Elektra left Matt and the U.S. Before fully disappearing, she tracked down the man responsible for the attack. She cornered him in a church. He claimed he'd only hired the terrorist on someone else's orders, but she did not care. A brutal fight broke out with his bodyguard. Elektra gouged the man's eyes and killed her target. When the bodyguard retaliated, a sigh flew through the shadows and saved her. She saw Stick and assumed Matt had sent him. Impressed with the weapon, she kept it, unaware it was originally belonged to a Hand agent. Elektra tried to rejoin the Chast, but Stick rejected her again. Frustrated beyond belief, she returned to the Hand instead, growing colder and more ruthless under their influence. For years, she worked as a bounty hunter and an assassin. Eventually, she crossed paths with Daredevil again and realizing he was Matt. They teamed up against Bullseye, who was losing his mind from a brain tumor. Matt disapproved of her killing, but their feelings were still there. They fought the Hand together, including its assassin Kurigi. Things shifted when the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, hired Elektra as his chief assassin. She was sent to kill journalist Ben Urich and later ordered to kill Foggy Nelson. But when Foggy recognized her, she could not go through with it. Bullseye, desperate to reclaim his spot as Fisk's top assassin, targeted Elektra. He stabbed her with her own sai, and she died in Matt's arms. But does it stop there? Absolutely not. The Hand resurrected her through a dark ritual, hoping to control her. But Stone of the Chast and Daredevil managed to purify her soul during the process. Alive again and cleansed, Elektra joined the Chast in the mountains. Later, a Hand offshoot called the Snake Root stole her essence and placed it in a corpse called Arenes. After a violent confrontation, Elektra reabsorbed the corrupted essence into herself. Trying to find purpose, she formed her own mercenary group called the Ryu, or the Ryu. I think it's Ryu. I don't know. To fight Snake Root. But she wasn't a great leader, and the entire team was killed, so she ultimately destroyed Snake Root alone. She later helped Wolverine regain his humanity when he descended into feral madness. At one point, short on money, she even joined a modern dance company while trying to open a dojo. Elektra continued freelance work with S.H.I.E.L.D. when Hydra and the Hand resurrected heroes, including Wolverine, to use as assassins. She was hired to stop him. She was killed by Gorgon and resurrected yet again as a Hand warrior before eventually breaking free. During the Skrull invasion, she was replaced by a Skrull named Pagan, who took over the Hand to create chaos. After the invasion ended, Elektra was freed from a crashed Skrull ship and taken into custody, only to break out when a bounty hunter named Paladin came after the $82 million price on her head. She joined Heroes for Hire, infiltrated Shadowland, prevented Bullseye's resurrection. She fought alongside teams like the Thunderbolts under Red Hulk, battled the Puppet Master and the Purple Man, and survived Pleasant Hill, where the Cosmic Cube, Kobik, rewrote her identity into a small-town sheriff named Ava. When Baron Zemo attacked, her memories returned. Elektra briefly rejoined S.H.I.E.L.D., taking over Phil Coulson's team and uncovering a mole. She set traps, made hard calls, and eventually resigned. She helped Deadpool and the Avengers Unity Division stop the Hand from resurrecting Hulk, fought a reborn Hulk, and refused to join the team permanently, though she teased Human Torch on the way out, as she tends to do. She battled the Fist, fought in Chicago against a sorceress named Medea, survived Arcade's deadly game in Las Vegas, and adopted an orphan named Alice during Null's invasion while operating as Daredevil in Matt's absence. When Matt was imprisoned, Elektra secretly bought Hell's Kitchen to protect it and later took up the mantle of Daredevil herself to prove she stood for more than killing. After Matt was freed, they protected the city together. They formed the Fist to oppose the Hand, but betrayal and a coordinated attack destroyed their organization. Elektra was even arrested for a murder she did not commit. After more tragedy, including Matt dying in her arms and later being revived without memories, Elektra continued protecting Hell's Kitchen alone, supporting him from afar. She fought gang wars, battled Madame Mask's assassin Bellona, traveled to Madripoor searching for Alice, reunited with Matt to take down a crime ring called the Heat, and confronted Wilson Fisk as he was possessed by greed. Frustrated by Matt's mercy towards Fisk, she took space and went on her own mission. Most recently, after experiencing a disturbing vision, Elektra discovered a gruesome sculpture made of body parts depicting her as Daredevil. The work echoed the style of Muse, a supposedly dead serial killer. tracking down the culprit, an art student named Morgan, she discovered that Muse's ghost was influencing him, leading to another brutal confrontation. And if you have not checked out that comic, I believe it's by Erica Schultz. It's Daredevil Unleash Hell. It's a red band, so you are warned. It is gruesome, but it is fantastic. A great miniseries. So I think you'd really dig it. So I have some comics for you to check out to get to know Elektra even better. So you should check out Elektra Assassin, Elektra Lives Again, Dark Reign Elektra, Elektra 2014, and of course the one I said, Daredevil Unleash Hell. All of these will give you a really good idea of who Elektra is, and you'll get to see a lot of growth in her as a character. So yeah, that is my episode about Elektra. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you will like and subscribe. So with that being said, have a marvelous day.